Okay, I just watched Full Metal Jacket. This movie feels like it was in three parts. All three parts are connected, but each part is distinct enough to stand on its own. And I think that's part of the charm of this movie. The distinction between the acts and the interconnectedness of the players in the acts makes the film feel almost like multiple movies. The first act is basically the making of men and the breaking of man. You start off in a typical boot camp military training facility, in a traditional barracks where you have people dealing with drill instructors and all sorts of pressures associated with, boot camp. They call it boot camp for a reason. It's supposed to be difficult, but some men handle it better than others. And it's a showing. Matthew Modine and Vincent D, they're basically the main players in this act, and the chemistry between them is so it's awkward, but it's familial, but it's standoffish, but it's menacing. I don't know how to really characterize their relationship, but Ermey is their adversary in this boot camp. And the acting shown by all the players involved, it just stands out. Like, you can probably see in the screenshots, I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio, it's hard to even tell that it's him. Like, if you watch his more current roles, because what he acted, like, he went from, like, aspiring soldier to menacing super killer in the span of, I don't know, what is it, 30 minutes, 40 minutes? It's a great act. The second act of the movie is still heavy, but it's more light-hearted. It's a new beginning story. It's an exploration story. It's a lot of political criticism too as well. It tried to capture the spirit of how people actually felt about the war while it was happening, while simultaneously showing us how the press was being used to project an image of the war. This act really seems like it's somewhat of a buffer in between the more serious parts of the movie. You have a lot of camaraderie, you have a lot of shared adversaries, you have a lot of action sequences, you have a lot of players being taken out. I think this act is just to prepare you to lose something big. In my opinion, the third act starts when they start trying to take a city. The city looks shot to all hell, and they're rolling through it. They start taking heavy fire. They lose some of their company, which sets up a pretense for revenge. War is hell, and this movie expresses that perfectly. I think some of the sensibilities in this movie wouldn't fly in 2021, and I think that's sad. This movie would get canceled. There's no way that this movie would fly today. And that's a shame, because this is one of the greatest movies ever made. The remainder of the act is a revenge tale, and they stalk a sniper through a building. And I don't want to give away too much, but the remainder of the film isn't so much about find the enemy. It's about that feeling you get when you see a bird get hit by a car. Like, if you ever seen it before, it's horrible. Like, a bird gets hit by a car keeps driving, the bird is just flapping on the side of the road, you go over, you take a look at it, the bird is just done for. So you're in a situation where either you kill the bird or you let the bird suffer. This movie is dirty with that feeling. It's filth with that feeling, but it's so perfect. And depending on whether you're an objective realist or someone who hasn't come to terms with the realities of war and mankind, either way, you see this movie, you see this end, and you'll feel something. And I'm pretty sure it'll be a strong feeling. Based on my feelings alone, after watching this movie, I would give this a 9.5 out of 10. Like, if I had to rate it, 9.5 out of 10 easy.